What do you look for in a relationship? So this could be either on either side, whether as an artist looking for a brand or a brand looking for an artist. What kind of criteria do you normally look for?
You want me to start?
Yeah, Jimmy, you can start.
Sure. I think for us and for my division, which is the KRK division, basically for the pro audio, is really authenticity. So you hear that word. I know it's kind of cliche, but it's so true. Like I've had instances where there's someone who is using like a competitor monitor of ours, and they kind of just get ours and they don't like it, or they just use it. They feel like they have to use it. Like, that's not the relationship that we're looking for. So I would much rather work even with artists that are up and coming right now than someone that's big that we're forcing something on, like to use our stuff. That's just not the way it goes nowadays. So that's what we're looking for. And honestly, also we are looking for reach as well. So if you do have, I can't even imagine being, we were talking about it earlier, I can't even imagine being an artist this day and age, because not only do you have to perform and be awesome and write awesome songs, but you also have to manage your own social media, and it's insane. So back in the day when I was playing, you didn't have to do that, and I can't imagine it. But it is important nowadays, and we are looking for that. People that are organized, well organized, that can handle themselves well in a public forum is a big deal as well. You don't want anyone to be a liability, so that's always there's a fine line and a balance point there between professionalism and also not being too stiff. So those are kind of the things that we look for in relationships with us, and people that can handle themselves well, speak well for our brand.
And actually, that's a great point. I love what you mentioned about authenticity. Thank you. Yep. Wow. See, this is what happens when you walk the floor all day at NAMM, then try to do a panel. This is what happens. So actually, I'm going to pass this then to Patrick. What does authenticity mean to you?
I think it's pretty straight up. When I was working with the artists I worked with at Gibson, you're first looking for, do you play the instrument? Do you care about the brand? It's not just about strings and wood. I mean, there's a lot of great guitar makers out there, so do you connect with the brand? I know Michael Tash is in the audience. He's an Epiphone endorsing ours. Do you connect with the brand? Do you feel that? I mean, do you almost feel like you're cheating on your brand when you pick up another guitar? I know I've Gibson forever, growing up with our father playing Gibson guitars and me working for Gibson for a decade. I love other guitars, I do, but you feel a connection when you're looking for that. We use that term endorsement,
That's a good point.
It's really, do you connect with it? Do you feel it? Is it a part of who you are? When you feel that guitar there, I'm just using guitar as an example, but that's a connection. So right out of the gate, my first inclination is to ask the artist or potential endorsee, do you feel it? What do you play? And we would get artists that would call me all the time, and especially when I'd be working the floor at NAMM, and I said, well, what do you play now? Well, I play Fender, or I play D'Angelico. I'm like, why? My first question was, why do you want to work with Gibson? I would ask them. And so a lot of times it was a deer in the headlight, like, I don't really know, I just think I should, if I play Gibson, then I've reached it. There's got to be so much more to it than that, I think, Mike, that you have to want it, you have to feel it. For certain brands, and everyone has their own favorites, you aspire to get to that level, but I think that artists need to temper their expectations of that brand, and you have to know first and foremost, why do you want that relationship, and dig deep and really soul search, like, what does it mean to me? What does this product mean? What does the brand stand for? And do we have commonalities? Right? Do we share similar ethos that we want to work together? And that's a great starting point, I think.